Some celebs pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it out, let's take a photo now. But for now, I'm loco. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more.
Yes. Big up yourself, man. Big up the whole Metric community. You know, man's always here for you lot. Morning, night, evening, whatever, you get me? I just rised up. You can hear it in my voice. You get me? Brush my teeth, bam. Got out the shower for you lot quickly. But yeah, Fabrizio spoke about this Sancho full agreement talks that's been coming out in Italy. Bear talks about Sancho. It's got a full agreement with Juventus, blah, blah, blah. So I'll play you the video. You lot can hear for yourself what he says. He talks about some striker links as well. You know, we're getting linked with strikers left, right, and centre. Calvert-Lewin and all of these guys. So I'm going to play you the video. You lot can hear everything he says about this Sancho full agreement stuff and the striker links, Ekitike, Nkunku, Calvert-Lewin, and then I'll get into all the documents of what's going on. Let's get into it.
More movements in England. I wanted to start clarifying, guys, despite all the messages I'm getting on Jadon Sancho, that at the moment, despite the calls taking place in the recent weeks, Juventus have still not sent any official bid to Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. So at the moment, I know there are many reports coming out from Italy, but from what I'm told, Manchester United have not received any official bid from Juventus for Jadon Sancho. So that remains the situation at the moment. We will follow the situation. But first, we had many stories on Fenerbahce in advanced talks, and that was not true. On Jadon Sancho Juventus, they asked about the player. It was days ago, but at the moment it's not a concrete negotiation because there is still no bid to Manchester United. So we will see what's going to happen with Jadon Sancho. There is movement on Hugo Ekitike with interest from Saudi, but the priority of the player remains England, and with Newcastle interested in Hugo Ekitike, there is still interest also from more clubs. Because clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea have been calling for the player for weeks, since June, for example, being informed on the situation of Hugo Ekitike. Newcastle also interested in the player, and so we will see what's going to happen with the Eintracht striker this summer transfer window. One more important option coming soon for Xabi Alonso, with Álvaro Carreras set to join Real Madrid. It's also fair to mention that Manchester United had a buyback clause in the contract of Álvaro Carreras, but Manchester United are not going to use it. They already confirmed that in paper to Benfica in the recent hours. Also, Manchester United will get a small percentage of the deal for Carreras as part of the old agreements they had with Benfica, and so Carreras to Real Madrid, here we go, expected very soon. Who is going to leave the city of Madrid and is leaning towards a move to Miami, I told you in the recent days, is Rodrigo De Paul. Well, what I want to tell you tonight is that the negotiation is going very well. The negotiation is advancing for Rodrigo De Paul. And then, guys, I got many questions. The first one is of Christopher Nkunku. Yes, Christopher Nkunku is still expected to leave Chelsea in the summer transfer window. Many reports about Bayern, but at the moment the situation is still not accelerating, not close. The interest from Bayern is not something new. It's something we know since December, January last year. They wanted Nkunku, then was not possible to reach an agreement with Chelsea. It's important to say that the player remains available on the market in case they get a good proposal. So I think for Nkunku, he's still going to be one of the names to watch in this summer transfer window. And then many questions on reports on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who left Everton as a free agent and is now available for several clubs. Reports about Manchester United. Well, guys, what happened with Calvert-Lewin is that the player has been offered to Manchester United. It's not Man United that started negotiations for Calvert-Lewin as new striker. The player has been offered as an opportunity on a free transfer, a cheap opportunity for a player who has experience, knows the league, and can be helpful for any club. So Man United registered the eventual cost of the deal. It means obviously the salary, the commission, the intention of the player, who will be obviously very open and excited to join Manchester United eventually in this summer transfer window, but at the moment is not yet a concrete negotiation. It's not something that Manchester United are doing today or tomorrow. Manchester United will assess their options for the striker position, will consider all the possibilities they have for the striker position, and then they will decide. Calvert-Lewin is an option being offered to the club, but it's not something that they are doing right now. So that's the point. On Manchester United, it's also important to remember that they keep working on Mbeumo. So I know you keep hearing a lot of things from Javi Guerra to Calvert-Lewin to many other things. Guys, Man United focus in this moment of the transfer window is to close the deal for Bryan Mbeumo, because they want him, because Ruben Amorim wants him, but also because the player is waiting for them, and so to respect the player and try to get it done as soon as possible. Man United are on it, so the conversation remains underway, but that's the point for Manchester United at the moment. More movements in England. I wanted to start clarifying, guys, despite all the messages I'm getting on Jadon Sancho, that at the moment, despite the calls taking place in the recent weeks, Juventus have still not sent any official bid to Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. So at the moment, I know there are many reports coming out from Italy, but from what I'm told, Manchester United have not received any official bid from Juventus for Jadon Sancho. So that remains the situation at the moment. We will follow the situation, but first we had many stories on Fenerbahce in advanced talks, and that was not true. On Jadon Sancho Juventus, they asked about the player. It was days ago, but at the moment it's not a concrete negotiation because there is still no bid to Manchester United. So we will see what's going to happen with Jadon Sancho. There is movement on Hugo Ekitike with interest from Saudi, but the priority of the player remains England, and with Newcastle interested in Hugo Ekitike, there is still interest also from more clubs, because clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea have been calling for the player for weeks, since June, for example, being informed on the situation of Hugo Ekitike. Newcastle also interested in the player, and so we will see what's going to happen with the Eintracht striker this summer transfer window. One more important option coming soon for Xabi Alonso, with Álvaro Carreras set to join Real Madrid. It's also fair to mention that Manchester United had a buyback clause in the contract of Álvaro Carreras, but Manchester United are not going to use it. They already confirmed that in paper to Benfica in the recent hours. Also, Manchester United will get a small percentage of the deal for Carreras as part of the old agreements they had with Benfica, and so Carreras to Real Madrid, here we go, expected very soon. Who is going to leave the city of Madrid and is leaning towards a move to Miami, I told you in the recent days, is Rodrigo De Paul. Well, what I want to tell you tonight is that the negotiation is going very well. The negotiation is advancing for Rodrigo De Paul. And then, guys, I got many questions. The first one is of Christopher Nkunku. Yes, Christopher Nkunku is still expected to leave Chelsea in this summer transfer window. Many reports about Bayern, but at the moment the situation is still not accelerating, not close. The interest from Bayern is not something new. It's something we know since December, January last year. They wanted Nkunku, then was not possible to reach an agreement with Chelsea. It's important to say that the player remains available on the market in case they get a good proposal. So I think for Nkunku, he's still going to be one of the names to watch in this summer transfer window. And then many questions on reports on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who left Everton as a free agent and is now available for several clubs. Reports about Manchester United. Well, guys, what happened with Calvert-Lewin is that the player has been offered to Manchester United. It's not Man United that started negotiations for Calvert-Lewin as new striker. The player has been offered as an opportunity on a free transfer, a cheap opportunity for a player who has experience, knows the league, and can be helpful for any club. So Man United registered the eventual cost of the deal. It means obviously the salary, the commission, the intention of the player, who will be obviously very open and excited to join Manchester United eventually in this summer transfer window, but at the moment is not yet in concrete negotiation. It's not something that Manchester United are doing today or tomorrow. Manchester United will assess their options for the striker position, will consider all the possibilities they have for the striker position, and then they will decide. Calvert-Lewin is an option being offered to the club, but it's not something that they are doing right now. So that's the point. On Manchester United, it's also important to remember that they keep working on Bryan Mbeumo. So I know you keep hearing a lot of things from Javi Guerra to Calvert-Lewin to many other things. Guys, Man United focus in this moment of the transfer window is to close the deal for Bryan Mbeumo, because they want him, because Ruben Amorim wants him, but also because the player is waiting for them, and so to respect the player and try to get it done as soon as possible. Man United are on it, so the conversation remains underway, but that's the point for Manchester United at the moment. Calvert-Lewin has been offered to the club, is not something that is happening immediately. And so, guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories. Carreras, Obrador, important.
So there you go for it. All this agreement talks, he's basically saying it's a myth. Yeah? There's all these talks coming out. Juventus has an agreement in place with Jadon Sancho for 5.5 net. It's not true. Juventus have all the basic agreements necessary to complete the deal for Jadon Sancho. However, they're overthinking it. It's not true. And then we had this article that came out yesterday. Look, Jadon Sancho is set to join Juventus after agreement with Manchester United. This is on the Juventus fan page. And it came out, you can see the date at the bottom, the 9th of July. And it basically says Jadon Sancho is now set to leave Man United and join Juventus. Reports say full agreement has been reached between the clubs and the player agents. The transfer is expected to be completed soon. Blah, blah, blah. Sancho spent last year on loan. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get into the bit where it's, look at the bottom bit. I'll get into boom. Juventus also talked about the midfielder Douglas Luiz, blah, blah, blah. The price around 25 million and everything is agreed with Manchester United and Sancho's agents. This is what they're saying in Italy. This is what they're running with. Everything is agreed in Italy. And then Fabrizio just come out and said, bro, I live in Italy, mate. Like, what you lot are talking about isn't true. They're focusing on Mbeumo. Stop listening to all this bullshit and this bollocks. That's exactly what he said. So all these reports you're seeing, it's a myth. So even this reporter here, Giova Albanese, whatever his name is, we've got to put him on hold now. Every time I see something in him, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Marique as well, because you lot are just gassing. So that's the situation. Good morning, Owolabi, sorry. Big up yourself. Sanjay, what's happening? You right? Hi, Slow FC, Glazer, Jim out, Qatar. Dreaming about Man United transfers. Qataris are not coming back, man. Only caught the end of the video, mate. Can you replay when you get the chance, please, lad? I got you, man. Don't worry. Let me just summarize it so people know what I'm talking about. Because you know I don't do clickbait, mister. You know me already. So let me just show them what the agreement's about, and then I'll play it again for those that missed it. So basically, it's being said that Sancho's got an agreement for the last 2 days with Juventus. All these reports are coming out. He's got an agreement. He's going to leave Man United. It's done. They've paid the 25 million. And Fabrizio has basically come out and just said, look, Juventus have not sent any formal bid to Man United for Jadon Sancho so far, despite reports. No club-to-club negotiations. Talks took place with Jadon's agents last week about Juventus confirmed they got no intentions to cover his salary. The same thing that Chelsea said, the same thing that Napoli said. Napoli and Chelsea both came in for Jadon, and the same thing happened. We're not going to cover this geezer's salary. He's gone mad. So that's what's going on with Sancho. There's been talks about agreement. Look at the dates on all of these. Every single day it says it's basic salary, agreements. I don't know what this geezer's waiting for. It's like he just wants a paycheck. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So Fabrizio's obviously just come out and said basically, look, forget about that. It's gas. Do you know what I'm saying? Dan, he's waiting for the big signing on fees when he leaves on a free ball. But remember, we got an option to extend for 1 more year though. So he's got 1 year left, but we can extend it for 1 more year, the same as Mbeumo. So he could think we're going to just pay off his wage till next year and then he's going to walk for free. We can extend it. You know what I'm saying? Extend it, get some money from him. Even if we get 10 million, we could just take the piss out of him. But big up yourself, Dan. I'm going to hit you up soon. Don't worry. Good morning, boss. Segan, what up? Hope you're good, man. Lucky. I'm writing Glazers Ineos at now. Otherwise, we get pitch stop matches. You're funny, you know. Let me play this video again for thing. He talks about Calvert-Lewin in there. He talks about Alvaro Fernandez, who we got a sell-on clause for. He talks about Ekitike. That was one of our last striker options. And obviously, he talks about Jadon Sancho. And Nkunku as well. Remember, Nkunku's been linked with us. So the video is about a couple minutes, but that's everything he's talking about. Let me get into it for Mr. And then I'll get into the rest of the stuff.
In England, I wanted to start clarifying, guys, despite all the messages I'm getting on Jadon Sancho, that at the moment, despite the calls taking place in the recent weeks, Juventus have still not sent any official bid to Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. So at the moment, I know there are many reports coming out from Italy, but from what I'm told, Manchester United have not received any official bid from Juventus for Jadon Sancho. So that remains the situation at the moment. We will follow the situation. But first, we had many stories on Fenerbahce in advanced talks, and that was not true. On Jadon Sancho, Juventus, they asked about the player. It was days ago, but at the moment it's not a concrete negotiation because there is still no bid to Manchester United. So we will see what's going to happen with Jadon Sancho. There is movement on Hugo Ekitike with interest from Saudi, but the priority of the player remains England, and with Newcastle interested in Hugo Ekitike, there is still interest also from more clubs. because clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea have been calling for the player for weeks, since June, for example, being informed on the situation of Hugo Ekitike. Newcastle also interested in the player, and so we will see what's going to happen with the Eintracht striker this summer transfer window. One more important option coming soon for Xabi Alonso, with Álvaro Carreras set to join Real Madrid. It's also fair to mention that Manchester United had a buyback clause in the contract of Álvaro Carreras, but Manchester United are not going to use it. They already confirmed that in paper to Benfica in the recent hours. Also, Manchester United will get a small percentage of the deal for Carreras as part of the old agreements they had with Benfica, and so Carreras to Real Madrid, here we go, expected very soon. Who is going to leave the city of Madrid and is leaning towards a move to Miami, I told you in the recent days, is Rodrigo de Paul. Well, what I want to tell you tonight is that the negotiation is going very well. The negotiation is advancing for Rodrigo de Paul. And then, guys, I got many questions. The first one is of Christopher Nkunku. Yes, Christopher Nkunku is still expected to leave Chelsea in this summer transfer window. Many reports about Bayern, but at the moment the situation is still not accelerating, not close. The interest from Bayern is not something new. It's something we know since December, January last year. They wanted Nkunku, then was not possible to reach an agreement with Chelsea. It's important to say that the player remains available on the market in case they get a good proposal. So I think for Nkunku, he's still going to be one of the names to watch in this summer transfer window. And then many questions on reports on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who left Everton as a free agent and is now available for several clubs. Reports about Manchester United. Well, guys, what happened with Calvert-Lewin is that the player has been offered to Manchester United. It's not Man United that started negotiations for Calvert-Lewin as new striker. The player has been offered as an opportunity on a free transfer, a cheap opportunity for a player who has experience, knows the league, and can be helpful for any club. So Man United registered the eventual cost of the deal. It means obviously the salary, the commission, the intention of the player, who will be obviously very open and excited to join Manchester United eventually in this summer transfer window, but at the moment is not yet a concrete negotiation. It's not something that Manchester United are doing today or tomorrow. Manchester United will assess their options for the striker position, will consider all the possibilities they have for the striker position, and then they will decide. Calvert-Lewin is an option being offered to the club, but it's not something that they are doing right now. So that's the point. On Manchester United, it's also important to remember that they keep working on Bryan Mbeumo. So I know you keep hearing a lot of things, from Javi Guerra to Calvert-Lewin to many other things. Guys, Man United focus in this moment of the transfer window is to close the deal for Bryan Mbeumo, because they want him, because Ruben Amorim wants him, but also because the player is waiting for them, and so to respect the player and try to get it done as soon as possible. Man United are on it, so the conversation remains underway, but that's the point for Manchester United at the moment. Calvert-Lewin has been offered to the club, is not something that is happening immediately. And so, guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories. Carreras, Obrador, important.
So you hear that, yeah? Let me get into Calvert-Lewin for you lot that are going to lose your head every minute. Calvert-Lewin has been offered to the club. Offered. And look at that. That's the Athletic. That's Laurie Whitwell and that, yeah? They came out the other day and said the same word. Look at the five first words of the second article. United have also been offered the chance to sign several free agents. So these geezers are all free agents. They got no club, and their agent is basically saying, I'm going to try and get you a club. I want to go to clubs that need a striker and offer you to them. Offer them to Man United. They probably offer them to Arsenal and all these other places. But Man United will get talks going. Man United will get papers going crazy. So we're getting spoke about with Calvert-Lewin. So there's nothing in that. This was 2 days ago that Athletic spoke about it, and Fabrizio spoke about it. So listen, Man United are looking at potential cost for Calvert-Lewin, but that's just last result. That's like literally, we get to the end of the window, we haven't got the guy we want, let's just get Calvert-Lewin in stopgap for 1 year and then just leave it. And then after that year, we go for the guy we really want. That's all it is. So we need to stop crying about this Calvert-Lewin stuff. But mostly what he was talking about was the Sancho stuff. And there's no clickbait. You know me, I don't do clickbait. There's meant to be an agreement about Juventus has an agreement in place with Jadon Sancho for 5.5 million net bonuses, because they've been in talks for a minute. So it keeps coming out every minute that they've got an agreement. So Marik92, I don't know who that is, but this is quoted from a Juventus fan page. So they might know him. He might be reliable for them. I don't know. He said that there's agreement in place with Jadon Sancho's wages. And then we had Giova Albanese, and he came out and said yesterday, Juventus have all the basic agreements necessary to complete the deal for Jadon Sancho, however they think carefully about evaluating about Sancho's character, blah, blah, blah. And then this was the main killer. It's like Jadon Sancho is set to join Juventus after agreement with Man United, blah, blah, blah. If you look at the whole article, and it just basically says he's set now to leave Man United and join Juventus. Reports say a full agreement has been reached between the two clubs and the players' agents. The transfer is expected to complete soon. Sancho's last season Chelsea on loan, but Chelsea decided not to keep him. He had a difficult time there and didn't agree to lower his wages. Remember, Chelsea came in for him. He didn't agree to lower his wages. Napoli came in for him and he didn't agree as well. Because of that, Chelsea sent him back to Man United and paid $5 million for breaking the agreement. Since then, Sancho has been looking for a new club. Many teams showed interest, including Napoli, West Ham, Aston Villa, Fenerbahce, and clubs from Saudi Arabia, but Juventus pushed the hardest to sign him. Juventus is the only one that can probably pay him, but they're not even going to pay him. Sancho had good talks with Juventus in the past few weeks. Reports said that he was even ready to take a pay cut just to leave Man United. The Red Devils valued him at around 20 to 25 million. Juventus also talked about including midfielder Douglas Luiz in the deal. Man United are interested in Luiz because manager Ruben Amorim wants to strengthen the midfield. The Italian reporter Marco Giardini shared news on the media platform X. Sancho to Juventus is very close. The deal is done. The player will join Juventus unless something unexpected happens. The price is around 25 million and everything is agreed with Man United and Sancho's agent. He's saying the deal is done. You get it? Sancho now has a chance to restart his career in Italy with Juventus. Things didn't go well for him at Man United, but this move could help him get back to his best. Listen, this is what's come out yesterday. And we thought, it's actually done. It could be done, yeah? Fabrizio's basically just shut it down. That's the video there, in a nutshell. And he said it's a myth. There's not been no club-to-club talks. And Juventus, I'm not going to pay Sancho his salary. He's got to take a significant wage cut. No one wants to pay him his salary. Nobody. So it's lying to him, innit? Because he's on his wages. We fucked up on putting him on his wages. It's giving him a thing in his head where I'm worth this. I'm worth 300k or 275, whatever it is. So, yeah, we're going to see. I don't think he's going to end up getting a club soon then, because everyone that's coming in, he just keeps leaving the same scene. Thanks, Matt. You're the best United creator. I swear down. Love that. Appreciate that, bro. Ineos Glazers out. Fan, good morning. Hit the likes, my people. Come on, man. Hit the likes up, man. What's going on? Hit up the likes. Let's get these likes going up. You know it's early, man. Rise up for you lot. You get me? Had to do up a bit of digging. Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't. So that's the situation with Sancho, man. There's talks about agreement. Apparently it's not true. Fabrizio shut it down. So that's Sancho right the way. It's a myth, basically. Let's get into the next one. Like I just showed you that Calvert-Lewin, Fabrizio spoke about. He said, we're not in for him. We've been offered the chance to sign him. It's not us. We're not going out there going for Calvert-Lewin. We've been offered the chance. Athletic said the same thing as well. Garnacho, this might happen very soon. This looks like a Madueke replacement. Madueke's close to signing for Arsenal, as you lot can see. I don't know if you lot saw yesterday that Arsenal put in a bid for Madueke, 50 million in all. Chelsea won a little bit more, so it could get done. And if that gets done, Napoli are backing for Garnacho, by the way. That came out last night. Napoli want Garnacho for 45 million. I think we're not going to let him go for 45 million. We want him to go for at least 50, I would say. And then it came out about Chelsea. This is on the Chelsea fan page, and this is from The Athletic, and it said Chelsea have a very strong interest in Morgan Rogers, while also keeping tabs on Alejandro Garnacho, a player they've been monitoring since January. Additionally, the club has inquired about Malik Fofana. He plays for Lyon. So Morgan Rogers is going to be too much money. Let's be real. They're not going to end up going for him. He's going to be too much. Villa's going to want at least 80 million for him. Everyone is talking about Morgan Rogers. And then the United stand said on the 7th, they said, listen, Garnacho massively favours a move to another Premier League club, which we all know because it's been stated by Ornstein, everyone. And it said that Chelsea appeals the most and Chelsea are interested if they don't move for Kudus. Kudus had a here we go yesterday to Tottenham. So Kudus has gone to Tottenham. Forget about Kudus. He's gone to Tottenham. So if that makes sense, and that was on the 7th, which was 3 days ago, if that still makes sense to Chelsea where they are still interested in Garnacho, if they don't go for Kudus, they should be interested in Garnacho still because Kudus ain't available. But you know, football, things change, innit? So they might sell Madueke tomorrow or something, or today, and then before you know it, we hear, they don't want Garnacho no more, and they go for some next winger, Matoma or something. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but it's looking good that the fact that Napoli's backing for him seems good. Obviously, the Mirror's not the most reliable in the world. They're the ones that said that Tottenham bid is 70 million for Mbeumo. So we know they're not the most reliable, but we don't know in it. So we just got to take it with a pinch of salt. But Chelsea, at least we know it's 100% that they want him. And Madueke is due to leave. So that is promising. So we'll see what happens with that. This is the situation on Mbeumo. This came out yesterday. Wissa. Sam Taboo is a Brentford journalist. He's reliable for Brentford News. And he came out and he said Tottenham told they must pay at least 50 million for Jadon Wissa. But why am I showing you this? If Wissa is going to Tottenham, that's got nothing to do with us. I'm showing you this because of the next line. Brentford only intend to sell one of Mbeumo or Wissa this summer. So only one of them is going. So we're sitting around haggling for a couple millions for a month or something for Wissa, for Mbeumo. Tottenham might go and buy Wissa now and flop our whole thing. They're not selling both of them. They've lost their manager, Thomas Frank. They've lost their captain, Norgard. And they're saying they're going to lose one of their strikers or whatever you want to call it, a winger. Only one. So they're not going to sell both. The only positive thing about this article, it says Tottenham are mooling over valuation. So they're looking at the 50 million and going, he's 29 years old. He's got a year left. That's a bit mad. But he scored 19 goals. No penalties last season, Wissa. You understand? So Brentford are just being stern, but that's the situation. And that's from Sam Taboo, who is very reliable for Brentford News. And then you've got Matt Law, who is reliable for London News. And he goes, it's emerged that Thomas Frank has shown an interest trying to sign Wissa, who is thought to be keen on linking up with his old manager. Brentford will be extremely reluctant to allow Wissa to leave, as well as Brian Mbeumo to Man United. So they're not letting both of them leave. That's two different journalists saying that. Do you understand? And remember, Thomas Frank has gone to Tottenham, obviously seen what's going on, said, these guys are shit. I need some of my own players here. He's tried to go for Mbeumo, and Mbeumo said, I'm not coming over there, sorry, rejected. And then he's tried to go for Wissa now. But they're saying 50 million, that might be a bit too much for Levy. And then Sky Sports Leo, who's come out and gone, any potential deal for Wissa to Spurs would make Brian Mbeumo's move to Man United increasingly difficult. So this is 3 different reporters coming out and saying it's going to be too difficult if one of them goes. So we basically know only one's going. So this is a little hurdle for us. This is a little problem. Because if that happens now, we're in trouble, mate. And we're sitting here like idiots. And we've been hanging around for ages. This is what I'm saying. So that's the situation with Mbeumo. Obviously, there's other talks about him as well. This came out. This is the same thing, basically. But Ben Jacobs said it as well. So Ben Jacobs spoke about it and said it. Spurs are weighing up a move for Brentford forward Wissa. Move driven by Thomas Frank. Wissa is keen on the move. Brentford don't want to lose Wissa and Brian Mbeumo in the same window. Sky Sports Leo, I just reported him. Man United increasingly difficult to go for Mbeumo. And then obviously Sky Sports spoke about it yesterday and said Man United hopeful Mbeumo will be on their pre-season tour, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's going to happen, man. This seems mad, gazy. The fact that we've even got ourselves in this position in the first place is madness. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how are we even in this position? It don't even make no sense, bro. So, yeah, this is just recapping on Mbeumo news, isn't it? It's just showing you the latest on it. You know me, I always recap to show you. And I don't know if you saw the late night show. So, obviously, I'm going to show you the daytime show. Put it in the day. So, that's the situation with Wissa and Mbeumo. Hopefully, we can wrap this one up ASAP, man. I don't know what the hold up is, why it's been on for so long, man. Let me get a few of these messages. Bosh, your updates are super accurate. Thanks. Segan, love, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate that. Alejandro Garnacho, yes, no end product, but had okay pace and go around defenders. Okay player. Yeah, I agree with you. Would you take Rainers from I don't even know who that is, bro. Sundowns. I know. Were they in Club World Cup or something? Anything new today or just same as yesterday? Fabrizio's done a video. I played it a bit earlier and he spoke about Sancho and all of that. And basically there's agreement talks about, let me quickly show you, Rasmus. I got you, don't worry. I'll quickly show you. Basically, this come out yesterday about agreement. I didn't even see it yesterday. I saw it today. So this come out yesterday and he said that we have an agreement with Sancho. He wrote a big report, blah, blah, blah. It's done, he said, basically. We've got a full agreement. has been reached between. Let's look at the first paragraph. Jadon Sancho is now set to leave Man United and join Juventus. Reports say a full agreement has been reached between the two clubs and the player's agent. The transfer is expected to be completed soon, basically. And then when you go to the last bit at the bottom right and look at the middle paragraph, it says the price is around 25 million and everything is agreed with Manchester United and Sancho's agent. So he's saying there's a full agreement. And then some other reports come out and said that basically the same thing. Juventus has an agreement in place with Jadon Sancho for 5.5 million net plus bonuses per season. There's no agreements with Man United. Then this guy goes, Juventus have all the basic agreements necessary to complete the deal for Jadon Sancho, blah, blah, blah. But then Fabrizio's done a video, and that's what I've played for you lot. I played a video, and he's basically saying there's no agreement. And then he's put a tweet out last night and spoke about it and said Juventus have not sent any formal bid to Man United for Jadon Sancho so far, despite reports. So obviously Fabrizio is sending for them lot. He's looking at these geezers and going, despite reports, because they don't like to name drop, innit? So he's talking about them, but he's saying despite reports. So no club-to-club negotiations have took place yet, and Juventus have told Sancho they're not covering his wages. Look at this one here. The first one says Juventus have an agreement in place with Jadon Sancho's wages, 5.5 net. He's saying they're not covering his wages. So it's all mad. So that's the new thing about today. And obviously the video of him saying it himself, basically, Fabrizio. So yeah, that's mostly about Sancho. That's the mad thing about it. I've just told you about Mbeumo. We're linked to Vlahovic. Remember, we need a striker. We don't know who we're going to get. Osman's rejected us. Delap rejected us. Gyokeres rejected us. Now we're linked to Vlahovic. This came out yesterday as well. This is Man United and Juventus have discussed the possibility of a swap deal involving Jadon Sancho and Vlahovic. Juventus are planning to terminate Vlahovic's contract. I don't know how true that is. The only reason I think that one's a bit faulty is because of the last paragraph where it says Vlahovic is desperate to test himself in the Premier League and remains hopeful of Man United will pounce. See, when Man United gets thrown in a lot of these things, it's usually just clickbait, where they're just saying Man United because they know it's going to get clicks. So if he just said that they're going to terminate the contract alone, I'll be like, yeah, maybe that's true. Because you put Man United in there, I just said, yeah, you're chatting shit. And then this is everyone that basically all these players, these are the only players that scored more goals than Vlahovic in 5 years, basically. Lewandowski, Mbappe, Haaland, Kane, Salah, Martinez, Jonathan David. So that, yeah, he's got a good ratio, but I've seen a lot of Juventus fans dissing him and saying, yo, he's been poor for us this year. If he converted half of the chances that he could have, we would have been closer up the league. They're just upset, basically. Basically, they're treating him like Garnacho. The way they're moving and the way they've been talking about him, it's just reminding me of Garnacho. They're just saying he misses so much chances, he's inconsistent, blah, blah, blah. So that's the situation on Vlahovic. We're going to see what happens with that. I don't think there's anything in it. He's on 310k a week. We're trying to get rid of our wage bill. I can't see us going for him. But on a free, and if he takes a wage cut, 100%, like it can run. But for now, I don't think it's even possible. John Victor, we're linked to this keeper now. Brazilians, we're linking us with him left, right, and centre. We had about 6-7 different journalists in Brazil linking us to him. So now it's hit the English media, the Athletics talking about it now. Lowy Whitwell, very reliable for Man United News. He's speaking about it. I think he's a number 2. I think we're going to sell Bayandere. Once we sell Bayandere, we're going to come in for John Victor. And remember, in December, Onana goes to AFCON. So when Onana goes to AFCON, I think we're gonna slyly bring John Victor in because he's going to be the guy to play for a month. And then Onana will get phased out, man. That's what I think is going to happen, personally. But we'll see in it. We'll see. But this is the geezer we're linked with. He's 29. He's Brazilian. Obviously, he's not in the Brazilian team because they got Edison and they got Alisson. So you can't judge him why he's not in the international team. But yeah, to be a number 2, 5.8 million ain't the worst as well. Obviously, buying there came for 3-4 million, and before, it's only 3-4 million. He can't be that bad, and he was bad. He's terrible. So hopefully he's not. They're gassing him up in this. Look at the middle article. As Man United look to reinforce key positions, one name that's quietly emerged as a candidate to strengthen the goalkeeper group is John Victor of Botafogo. There's plenty to like in his game. the range and accuracy in distribution, the composure and aerial duels, the strong underlying shot-stopping metrics. John may not generate headlines, but in a league where every squad role matters, he could quietly become one of the more important signings of the summer. And then obviously Laurie Whitwell just spoke about him the other day and said there remains a prospect of United signing another goalkeeper. So it's brewing, man. It's brewing. All these links have come from somewhere. Like I said, the Brazilian journalists were linking us to him crazy. And yeah, that's it. So obviously this has come out about Onana a couple of days ago. I might as well talk about it if I'm talking about John Victor. And we've got a 30 million price tag on his head. 30 million price tag. But then in the middle article, it says Ruben Amorim and John Vital are happy with him. So this is why I tell you, look, don't get excited when you see these things. Don't get crazy because it's all mind games. We're saying we're happy with him, but we've put a price tag on his head. Other players in our team have not got price tags. Amad Diallo, Lenny Euro have not got price tags because they're not for sale. He's for sale. And we're letting it be known we want 30 million, but you can bring us a 22 million or 20 million and we'll take it. That's what we're basically saying. That's a situation with Onana. Let me take a few of these. Good morning, lifelong Man United fan, Paul Wright. Good morning. We need a few more. Yeah, one ain't enough. 100%, man. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And we leave on the 22nd. We got in the plane on the 22nd to go for America for this preseason tour. So we need some more players on that plane, mate. I think Anthony should stay. No way, man. No way. He needs to go. He loves it in Real Betis anyway. He's realised that's the league for me. La Liga is the league for me. It's slow. I need to be there. It's good. I've done my thing. They show me love. He's staying there. What you think the deadline is on an Mbeumo deal? Monday is when he's back at Brentford training, maybe. Bro, this is this thing about Mbeumo. Look at this. It was this is the same Brentford journalist I'm telling you lot about, yeah? That broke the news about Wissa. So the guy that broke the news about Wissa, let me show you. The first article is Sam Taboo, and he said Tottenham are told they must pay 50 million, yeah? So he's come out the other day and said, look, it was for Mbeumo would report back to this Monday as he wasn't on international duty. So everyone that wasn't on international duty came back Monday. So what day is today? Wednesday, right? Oh, Thursday, sorry. 3 days ago, everybody went back to Brentford, apart from the internationals. But they told him, the club, however, told him he won't have to report until next Monday. So what's going on this week? This is what I'm saying. Some people are saying, Rasmus, that maybe he's saying I'm not coming back, and they're just trying to cover it up. Who knows? But we'll see on Monday. We'll know more. If he doesn't come back on Monday, then we know, fucking hell, something's fishy. But it was for Mbeumo will report back this Monday as he wasn't on international duty. But the club, however, have told him he won't have to report until next Monday. Why? That doesn't even make no sense. So there must be something brewing. Either we're going to wrap up the deal this week, and they already know that, and they're saying, listen, there's no point coming in. You got a new manager. There's no point. You're not going to be in these plans because we know you're going to leave. It's looking very close. We're nearly there. Just stay at home for this week to save yourself being in the media every minute, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, man. But yeah, so that's the situation. But it said obviously the other day by the Disco Mirror, and he said United are expected to have to go to 65 million to reach an agreement with Brentford, with negotiations ongoing between the two clubs over the fee and the structure of payment. So it looks like we're going to go for that 65 mil. Ruben Amorim is keen to have Mbeumo on board for when United leave for their 3-game pre-season tour of the US on July the 22nd. That's what I'm saying to you. So we've got about 12 days until we leave. So to us, we're sitting there and rushing. We're saying we need him now because we're seeing them training that. But they leave on the 22nd of July. So to them, they might think, we got time, man. It's cool. It's not that deep. We got a lot of time. We've still got 12 days till they leave. They might just want him on tour. So we don't know, man. But I think we should wrap this up, man. Everyone thinks we should wrap this up, but we don't know what is the delay. It doesn't make no sense. It's been a month in talks. You got things happening right in front of us. Madueke, they spoke to him this day. The interest on this day. They're putting a bid this day. It's all happening in front of us, and we're still talking. What are we possibly talking about? It doesn't even make no sense. I don't know, man. But like it says anyway, we're going on a US tour on July the 22nd, so that's when we need to wrap it up by. And I'll get into the US tour anyway. These are all the dates, basically, the middle article, what you lot got to look out for. Leeds, we're going to Stockholm. That's like a friendly. And then we leave on the 22nd of July, go to America, and our first game is on the 27th of July against West Ham in New Jersey. Then we got Bournemouth 4 days after that in Chicago. And then we play Everton a couple of days after that in Atlanta. And then we come back at Old Trafford on the 9th and play Fiorentina. And then a week after that, we play Arsenal. And that's the first game of the season. So that's the situation with pre-season. It's all looking techie, man. I don't know what to think about it, bro. People keep asking me what's my predictions. I don't have a clue, mate. In fact, we've literally got the same squad as last season that finished 15th, bar Garnacho. Literally the same squad, apart from Garnacho, is our team right now. So there's no real difference. What's going to happen? I don't know. I can't put a bet on it. I couldn't say. Obviously, Ruben's going to have a little bit of pre-season as well with the players. He's finally going to work with them. So, mate, it's something, isn't it? But I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think we need a striker. We can't go there with Rasmus Højlund. If we start with Rasmus Højlund on the 17th of August against Arsenal, I think we're in trouble, mate. This is obviously the new stuff that's come out yesterday. A bit more news about the kit. The kit's coming out on the 16th. The away kit. Richard Rios, every single time I come on stream, someone asks me about this geezer. We're apparently linked with him. All the reports I've seen, we're not really linked with him, mate. That's the situation about Richard Rios. Hugo Ekitike, he was meant to be one of our striker targets. He's linked with Newcastle now. And Liverpool want him as well. I think Liverpool are trying to sell Darwin Núñez. If they sell Darwin Núñez, they're going to go for Hugo Ekitike. But Newcastle, I don't understand why they're in for him when they've already got Isaac. And they got that Ursula guy as well. They've got Ursula, who's a young boy, Isaac, and they're going for another striker. It's crazy, bro. I don't know, man. It's all gone mad. Obviously, we got a here we go yesterday for the young boy. And this is what I tell you lot all the time, man. Because you lot always sit here and say, oh, we've got to wait for Fabrizio. Listen, Sully, who is very reliable for Man United News, he broke this news on the 22nd of June. You can see the date at the bottom of the article. Look at the bottom of the article. It says the date. 22nd of June, the article on the right. Harley Emsden James to Man United is done. Deal. 16-year-old expected to join the under-18s with fee of $1 million being paid to Southampton as compensation. Premier League ratification process expected to go smoothly, seen as one of the best CBs for his age. Aston Villa, Arsenal and Chelsea were in the race. That was on the 22nd of June. Yeah? And then look at Fabrizio. He broke the news yesterday on the 9th. So a whole 2 weeks later. So this is why I tell you, lot, it's not just Fabrizio. Because some of you lot will come in, we got to wait for the here we go. It's not true. Other people get things right as well. And then Fabrizio will tap in the end. Because he's got the stamp. So some people will get everything and then Fabrizio will just do the stamp in the end. It's certified. That's it. But Sully broke the news 2 weeks ago. So that's why I tell you, lot, Sully talks is reliable. He might have got 1-2 things wrong, but majority of the stuff is right. And as you can see, Fabrizio's come out yesterday and basically just said the same thing. The Premier League has approved it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Man United see Emsden as a proper major talent. He's meant to be sick for his age. And the way Ineos are moving anyway, they keep getting these little gems. You would think that, yeah, man, we're not going to see them for a minute. And then bam, you'll just see them playing all of a sudden. Aiden Heaven, 1 million. We never thought we were going to see him. Cheeto, we thought these guys are going into the second team. We're seeing them play. Fredrickson, where are these guys getting spawned from? It's crazy. Obviously, we had talks about Moise Kean as well. This was Laurie Whitwell that spoke about this. He said, Man United have been keeping tabs on Moise Kean, who has a 52 million euros release clause that can be triggered until the 15th of July. United are the Premier League club to have shown the most interest. That's not saying we're exploring it. That's not saying we want him, anything. It's just saying that, yeah, we're interested and we've kept the most tabs on him, basically. That's all it is. So look at his stats. I think he's very inconsistent, mate. He scored 25 goals last season in the Italian League, but look at the seasons before that. He went 20 games with no goals. Even Rasmus has done better than that. Do you know what I'm saying? 20 games and no goals. And you got to remember, that's the Italian League. That's not even the Prem. Prem is the best league. Italian League's a bit soft. You should be scoring over there. The year before that, he scored 8 goals in 40 games. I think the Premier League will swallow him up, man. Let's be real. 5 years ago, we had a little good spell at PSG, 17 goals. But that's PSG. They've always in an attack, etc. And then now for Fiorentina, the geezer's gone and scored 25 goals. So I don't know, man. I don't know about him. I'll be real. I know some people put in the comments they'll take him, etc. But I'm not on that. I'd rather get someone that's a bit Prem proven that can do it. Him, you're taking a risk, even though it's only 45 million, but you're bringing him to the Prem. You're taking a risk. It's basically another Hoyland. It's a project, innit? You're hoping that it becomes good. Hoping. We can't go off hope anymore, mate. We have to go off Prime. And that's what it seems like we're doing now. We're going off guys that are doing it now. Obviously, Fabrizio, if you watch the video, Fabrizio spoke about Nkunku as well. So that's the situation with Nkunku. We don't know what's going to happen with him. This is this is the latest stuff that's come out about Nkunku. Obviously, Fabrizio said Bayern Munich are in for him, etc. But he's been linked to us as well. Man United have been quoted 35 million to sign Nkunku. So Chelsea are doing everything they can to offer him to us. That's what's going on. We don't really want Nkunku, but he's getting offered to us. So 35 million is the price. He's a bit too similar to Xerxes, I would say. We need someone different. And then it says, Man United have been offered Christopher Nkunku, who is desperate to leave Chelsea, but he's very much considered as a backup option. The same way Calvert-Lewin and all these guys, that's how we're looking at Nkunku as a backup option. Last season, his injury wasn't the worst. He was out for 27 days. He missed 6 games. But before that, look at the season before that, 23-24. He had injuries galore, mate. Knee injury, 110 days out, 44 days out, fitness, 24 days out, hamstring, 68. Mate, that's nearly 200 and something days injured. That's crazy. And we've already got Mason Mount and Luke Shaw. We don't need more players like this, man. That's the situation with Nkunku, but I don't think we're going to sign him. I think this is just, like I said, it's mostly Chelsea are just trying to push him onto us. Chelsea want Garnacho, innit? So they're trying everything they can to get rid of Garnacho, but they're trying to get a bundle at the same time. So they're pushing players on us as well. Do you want Nkunku? We'll give you that. But they'll never offer any of their players that are good. They always get rid of their players that are meaty. Mason Mount in his last season when he's got all the injuries, get rid of him. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what Chelsea do. They're always bumping us. Let me get a few of these. Joe, I hope we have a positive per season. I'm looking forward to United and Arsenal OT and morning. Morning, bro. And yeah, man, I hope so as well, man. I hope so, man. Obviously, we finally got a pre-season under Amarin. He kept playing games Thursday, Sunday. Now there's no excuse. You've got the players. Obviously, you've got the shit players. We haven't changed it up as much, but you can still install something in them. So hopefully, yeah, that's a situation with that. Perhaps other teams can negotiate better deals, knowing that add-ons related to performance and attainable. Yeah, man, it is a bit alarming still. The way we're moving, I don't know why we're in there for so long, bro. We either walk away or we don't. The Mbeumo thing is the weirdest thing, you know. Why don't we just walk away and just go somewhere else then? I don't understand it. Like, it's like we're just chilling. It's like they've ever said give us time to get a replacement or something or something. Something's going on that we don't know clearly. Ollie Watkins will be crazy, 100%. I think that's our best option, literally. If you look at the middle article, that's all the Ollie Watkins stats for Aston Villa: 127 goals in 223 appearances across all competitions. He's Aston Villa's all-time Premier League top scorer with 75 goals in 184 Premier League games. The first Villa player to score 15 league goals minimum in 3 seasons, mate. 15 league goals in 3 seasons. And then if you look at that's consistency, by the way. And if you look at this chart here, the top scorers last season, you can see that obviously we're in for him as well. Watkins, we're in for Mbeumo, we're in for Cunha. So we said we want gold. We're just gonna go for the top scorers chart. We ain't got time for no joke. But even if you look at it, you see he's got 16 goals and only 2 of them were penalties, mate. That is impressive, you know. 2 of them were penalties. Do you understand? That is very impressive. 15 league goals for 3 seasons. This is what I'm saying. I slept on him. I can't lie. I didn't really think he was all that. But now that the situation we're in, we need to get to terms and be realistic, mate. Osimhen's gone. Gyokeres is a myth. It's not happening. Ekitike is a myth. And even though I didn't even care about him, he's had an okay season at Frankfurt. He hasn't smashed it. He hasn't gone mad. And everyone's linking him 85 million. So yeah, man, I reckon Watkins he's the best of the rest, but obviously 60 million is crazy though. I think that 60 million they're quoting is mad. Villa need to chill out with that one there. Club was very bad. Ollie Watkins, I want Premier League scores goals. Yeah, I'm with you with that one still. I'm with you. Good morning. Big up yourself, Christian, man. Big up yourself. Ollie Watkins, top scorer, comes off the bench, mate, in cap. Yeah, he does, but he will start for us though. And he does have a lot of good movements as well. We need someone with movement, man. And Ollie Watkins is the guy that wants to get at the end of a cross. And then if that's not working, you put Xerxes on and he will come to the ball. It's two different dynamics, and it's good dynamics to have, man. So if we can get all three of these, just look at the goals in between them, mate. 20 goals, 15, that's 35. And then that's basically 46 goals or something like that. Come on, man. That's a massive improvement on what we had last season. Very, very good improvement on what we had last season. And let me just show you the stats of the goals last season. This is madness. Let me show you what happened last season so you understand what's going on. Morning. Big up yourself, Peter, man. Big up yourself. If we don't at Brentford, might go straight Ollie Watkins. Nah. They sold him. They sold Ollie Watkins to Villa. They buy cheap players and then sell them on Brentford. They don't go for players 30 million and that. They bought Ollie Watkins for cheap and sold him to Villa. Do you get it? So yeah, listen. This is the situation, yeah. Look at our goals. Look at our goals from last season. Look at this. Brian Mbeumo just scored 1 league goal, fewer than Man United's entire attack this season. And Mbeumo scored 20 goals. Man United's attack scored 21. Are you not hearing this? Mbeumo scored 20 goals. Our whole attack scored 21 goals. Ahmad scores about 8 goals or something. Garnacho, I don't know how much he got. Xerxes got about 3 goals and Højlund got 4. So between them 4, they got 21 goals. And now, look at this. 20 goals for one person. Ollie Watkins got 16 goals and Cunha got 15 goals. Not even a penalty in sight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So basically, all 3 of them basically got what our whole attack got. Just one of them. So Ollie Watkins was about 5 goals short. Cunha was 6 goals short. And Mbeumo was 1 goal short of our whole attack. So imagine bringing all 3 of them and making them our attack and bringing Ahmad to right wing back. Crazy. Crazy, bro. We need to wrap up Mbeumo ASAP, man. This is getting long, man. Just wrap him up. And you got to remember, look at the assists as well. 8 assists for Mbeumo. 6 assists for Cunha. And I think a lot of you that are missing the main point in this as well. Mbeumo played 38 games. That's what Bruno Fernandes does. He doesn't miss a game. Cunha played 33 games, but remember, this geezer was headbutting people and all of that. This geezer was having fights galore, so he probably was banned for about 5 of them games. It's mad. If we don't checking in again later for that. Here we go. Hopefully, see her. Yeah, Rasmus in a bit, bro. Love, man. I'm definitely going to be in later. You know my thing, 3 times a day. I don't understand why we didn't try and go for Jonathan David when we had the chance. Now we are panic buying for ST. Best, but United went, yeah, it's true. They're greedy and they know that we want him as well. But I don't think Jonathan David fits the profile, you know. He's not. If you look at everyone we're linked with, Delap, Ossam, and Gyokeres, they're a bit of bullies, isn't it? They bully defenders. He wants someone strong. Look at Højlund. He's been getting swallowed up by all the defenders. Look at Højlund. Every defender is having a man in a match performance against him. 7 tackles, 5 interceptions, 7 headers. Anytime anyone's got Højlund, it's easy day for them in the office. And Højlund's kind of skinny. They just throw him out the way. So I think they're kind of scarred from that. So they're saying we want a bully. Osman, Delap, Gyokeres. These are the players we've been linked with. Think about it. They're all bullies as strikers. So that's why I think Jonathan David didn't fit the bill. And Mbeumo wants to join. I said, if a player wants to join our club, let them go because we won't be loyal. Brentford should just know. Exactly. I'm with you with that, Chris. I'm with you. United need a strong hand to rebuild. Any player that thinks he's better than the club is not ready to play for United. It's 100%, man. Yeah. It's true, man. It's true. Vardy won't buy it. He wants Vardy. You want Vardy, yeah? This geezer's a madman. He's saying he wants Vardy on the free. Lucky wants Vardy on the free, man. The same transfer story every season. Wisdom, it always happens, man. But I think we need to sell. That's what's killing us. We ain't got the money right now, man. And we got these players on crazy wages, man. That's what's killing us. But the Mbeumo stuff, like I said to you lot, it's looking a bit spooky, man. If they go for Wissa Tottenham, Mbeumo might collapse because they're not going to sell both of them. This is 3 different journalists. This is a Brentford journalist saying it. Matt Law saying that he's a London journalist, and this is Sky Sports, and they're saying if Wissa goes to Spurs, Man United increasingly difficult. Brentford will be extremely reluctant to allow Wissa to leave, as well as Brian Mbeumo to Man United. Brentford only intend to sell one off Mbeumo or Wissa this summer. So look at that, brother. If Tottenham go for Wissa, now they've wrapped up Kudus. If they go for Wissa, we are in trouble, mate. That's what I'm saying. But we need to find out what's really going on with this training stuff, because it was meant to come in for training, and they've told them you got a week off. So something's going on with this training stuff in the background. We don't know. We'll find out soon. Let me summarize this Sancho thing so that you lot understand. But for you that just came in the chat and you think I'm doing clickbait or something, I don't ever do clickbait. There's always something in there. So there's been talks about Jadon Sancho is set to join Juventus after agreement with Man United. This is on the Juventus fan page. And when you look at the article, even just the first paragraph, it says Jadon Sancho is now set to leave Man United and join Juventus. Reports say a full agreement has been reached between the two clubs and the player's agent. The transfer is expected to be completed soon. Then it talks about a lot of nonsense. And when you look at the last bit, the last paragraph on the bottom right, it basically just says the price is around 25 million and everything is agreed with Manchester United and Sancho's agent. Everything is agreed. So this came out yesterday about Jadon Sancho. That's a full agreement. And then we had these reports come out as well. Juventus has an agreement in place with Jadon Sancho for 5.5.net, blah, blah, blah. Juventus have all the basic agreements necessary to complete the deal for Jadon Sancho, blah, blah, blah. And then Fabrizio basically said, yo, you know what I'll do? I'll show you the video, because I know there's more of you in the chat now. He done a video about it. And yeah, I'll just play the video. And he spoke about Nkunku, Calvert-Lewin and all that as well. So this is the situation with Jadon Sancho. This is why I've put agreement, whatever, boom, boom.
England. I wanted to start clarifying, guys, despite all the messages I'm getting on Jadon Sancho, that at the moment, despite the calls taking place in the recent weeks, Juventus have still not sent any official bid to Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. So at the moment, I know there are many reports coming out from Italy, but from what I'm told, Manchester United have not received any official bid from Juventus for Jadon Sancho. So that remains the situation at the moment. We will follow the situation. But first, we had many stories on Fenerbahce in advanced talks, and that was not true. On Jadon Sancho Juventus, they asked about the player. It was days ago, but at the moment it's not a concrete negotiation because there is still no bid to Manchester United. So we will see what's going to happen with Jadon Sancho. There is movement on Hugo Ekitike with interest from Saudi, but the priority of the player remains England, and with Newcastle interested in Hugo Ekitike, there is still interest also from more clubs, because clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea have been calling for the player for weeks, since June, for example, being informed on the situation of Hugo Ekitike. Newcastle also interested in the player, and so we will see what's going to happen with the Eintracht striker this summer transfer window. One more important option coming soon for Xabi Alonso, with Álvaro Carreras set to join Real Madrid. It's also fair to mention that Manchester United had a buyback clause in the contract of Álvaro Carreras, but Manchester United are not going to use it. They already confirmed that in paper to Benfica in the recent hours. Also, Manchester United will get a small percentage of the deal for Carreras as part of the old agreements they had with Benfica, and so Carreras to Real Madrid, here we go, expected very soon. Who is going to leave the city of Madrid and is leaning towards a move to Miami, I told you in the recent days, is Rodrigo De Paul. Well, what I want to tell you tonight is that the negotiation is going very well. The negotiation is advancing for Rodrigo De Paul. And then, guys, I got many questions. The first one is of Christopher Nkunku. Yes, Christopher Nkunku is still expected to leave Chelsea in this summer transfer window. Many reports about Bayern, but at the moment the situation is still not accelerating, not close. The interest from Bayern is not something new. It's something we know since December, January last year. They wanted Nkunku, then was not possible to reach an agreement with Chelsea. It's important to say that the player remains available on the market in case they get a good proposal. So I think for Nkunku, he's still going to be one of the names to watch in this summer transfer window. And then many questions or reports on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who left Everton as a free agent and is now available for several clubs. Reports about Manchester United. Well, guys, what happened with Calvert-Lewin is that the player has been offered to Manchester United. It's not Man United that started negotiations for Calvert-Lewin as new striker. The player has been offered as an opportunity on a free transfer, a cheap opportunity for a player who has experience, knows the league, and can be helpful for any club. So Man United registered the eventual cost of the deal. It means obviously the salary, the commission, the intention of the player, who will be obviously very open and excited to join Manchester United eventually in this summer transfer window, but at the moment is not yet in concrete negotiation. It's not something that Manchester United are doing today or tomorrow. Manchester United will assess their options for the striker position, will consider all the possibilities they have for the striker position, and then they will decide. Calvert-Lewin is an option being offered to the club, but it's not something that they are doing right now. So that's the point. On Manchester United, it's also important to remember that they keep working on Bryan Mbeumo. So I know you keep hearing a lot of things from Javi Guerra to Calvert-Lewin to many other things. Guys, Man United focus in this moment of the transfer window is to close the deal for Bryan Mbeumo, because they want him, because Ruben Amorim wants him, but also because the player is waiting for them, and so to respect the player and try to get it done as soon as possible. Man United are on it, so the conversation remains underway, but that's the point for Manchester United at the moment. Calvert-Lewin has been offered to the club, is not something that is happening immediately. And so guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories. Carreras, Obrador, important.
So that's the situation, man. That's it there. That's the video for you that didn't see it. He's basically saying, Sancho, this agreement stuff is a myth. Forget about it. Yeah. All of this stuff coming from Italy, it's a myth. Sancho's not got an agreement. It's not happening. So, yeah, basically stop listening to everyone. Right now, we just want Mbeumo. That's what we're prioritizing. It's Mbeumo. So everything else is a myth. Stop prioritizing it. Rare. This came out as well. Look, this agreement stuff. There's so much agreement talks from Italy right now that you would think, fuck, you know, Sancho's on his way out. But it's not true. It's a myth. It's not going to happen. Juventus have not sent any formal bid to Man United for Jadon Sancho. And the personal terms are not even close, because Juventus have said they're not covering his salary. That is crazy. 300k or whatever. It's not happening. Like and subscribe, my peoples, man. There's loads of you lot in here, man. How we only got the likes like that, man? Make sure you hit the like button on your way out as well. And make sure you subscribe, man. We do this for you like every day, 3 times a day, man. You understand? But yeah, man. So that's the situation with Sancho. There's meant to be an agreement. It's been said there's agreement, but it's not true. Fabrizio just done a video and said it's not true. It's not happening. He spoke about Calvert-Lewin. We don't want Calvert-Lewin. He's been offered to us. So everyone chill. You know, when Man United, they're going to talk about us with all of these pages, TalkSport, BBC, Sky Sports. They need to talk about Man United to get paid. So take it with a pinch of salt. We don't want none of these geezers. They've been offered to us because they've got no club. And then all these people are making stories out of it. Fabrizio just said that himself. Garnacho, Madueke is due to be going to Arsenal. If Madueke goes to Arsenal, it's very, very likely Chelsea could go in for Garnacho. Napoli are meant to be backing for him as well. I don't know how true this link is, but yeah, Chelsea have a very strong interest. They might go for Morgan Rogers, but I doubt it. He's going to be about 80 million. So Garnacho is there. He wants to stay in the Premier League. And it says if Chelsea don't go for Kudus, they will go for Garnacho. Kudus is going to Tottenham. We got a here we go yesterday. So that's the situation with Garnacho. And Mbeumo is looking kind of spooky now because of Wissa. If Tottenham go for Wissa, they're not going to sell Mbeumo. Vice versa. If Mbeumo goes, Wissa is not for sale. So that's the situation. Hopefully we get something later about Mbeumo. We get some more news because it's been very quiet and shaky. But this has come out yesterday and basically told us if they sell, they're not selling both of them. They've sold Norgard, their captain. Thomas Frank's gone, their manager. They're only going to sell one of them. And Mbeumo scored 20 goals. Wissa scored 19 goals for them last season. So they mean a lot to them. They're not going to sell both. So if Wissa goes to Tottenham, we are fucked. Simple as that. It's done. Literally. This is about Mbeumo's training. He was meant to report back this Monday as he wasn't on international duty, but they've told him, you know what, don't worry, just come back next week. So what is going on this week? We don't know. Something could be going on where they're going to wrap it up this week. So they're telling them, Mbeumo, there's no point you even coming. Do you know what I'm saying? United are confident they can strike a deal with Brentford for Mbeumo despite them having 2 bids booked. So 65 million should do it. I think 65 million is fair anyway. With how this market is going, it's very fair. I'm out, bro. I'll be back this afternoon, this evening. Hopefully we'll get the here we go. Love Joe, man. Appreciate you, bro. In a bit. Have a good day. Chelsea in 5 days. Pedro sold. Spurs blink once. Kudus on a bargain. We've been on Mbeumo for almost a month. Do we have transfer negotiations or a team of hostage rescue? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy wisdom, man. It's crazy. I don't know what we're talking about, mate. We must be talking about fucking holidays or something. Where are you going on holiday? Where are you taking the kids? Like, I don't know what's going on. But they're sitting in there for a whole month. We're literally seeing transfers in front of us happen. The whole transfer. Madueke, Arsenal are interested. Madueke, Arsenal exploring. Arsenal are keen. Madueke, Arsenal took the bid. We're seeing the whole transfer in front of us, and Mbeumo's still there. And then we got Watkins. That's probably our last striker target. That's reliable. That's left. I don't think anyone else is better than Watkins of what we can attract left. Osman's not coming. Gyokeres ain't coming. The Laps rejected us. Let's be real. So who else can we attract? I think Watkins is probably the best one out of the rest. You understand that we've had other people. We've had Vlahovic and all of these guys, but I don't really take them serious. I think Watkins matches that bill. He's got Premier League proven. He's got 15 league goals for 3 seasons in a row. That's very impressive. We're linked with Vlahovic. I don't think we're really linked with him. He's on 310k a week. We're talking about swap deals with him and all of this stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just our name's getting used in it again. You can see his stats. He scored a few goals, but apparently he misses a lot of chances. So I don't know, man. It's going to be weird, and we're going to have to see what happens with this, innit? But I think that we're not going to go for him. We're probably going to go for someone a bit more proven. With Cunha, Bruno, Ahmad, and Mbeumo, I think Watkins can thrive 100%. I think he's our best of the last option. He's the best of the last, basically. So yeah, guys, man, that's more or less it. The main thing was the agreement. It's not true. So Sancho was meant to have an agreement. It's been said all over Italy, but it's not true. Yeah, no clickbait. I'm always coming through for you lot. But make sure you lot hit the like button on the way out. There's only 40 likes. There's 100 people. Come on, what's going on? It's not adding up, man. Make sure you like up the place, man. I do this for you lot 3 times a day. I'll be back on later. Hopefully we can get some more news on Mbeumo. Here we go or something. Everyone have a great day. Peace out, man. Appreciate all of you that's been in the likes, everyone that's been in the chats, etc. Love.
Got some celebs, pull up local. You know we up next, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they're like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. For now, I'm local. For now, preserve the beat, I'm all